what kind of hashtag should you use on Instagram? Let's talk about some of the different types of hashtags. And the first, as we just mentioned, is brand name. So a brand name is a hashtag followed by your actual brand or an abbreviation of your brand, in the case of GE, which is General Electric. And you can see on the right here, this is the Oreo account, and they are using hashtag Oreo in their description. So they've actually created a hashtag for their brand name, and they use that to collect all their content together. And then if other users post a picture of an Oreo and use the hashtag Oreo, it would associate that picture with the hashtag Oreo content. So if somebody's browsing for and happens to click on this hashtag Oreo, they'll see all the images, not just posted by the Oreo account, but anybody that uses that hashtag in the description. So this is a good way to, make your brand actually turn it into a hashtag and start using it consistently. And then your users of your products and services can put your hashtag into their posts, and you can find them that way. You can see they've also used hashtag birthday, which is a very popular hashtag on Instagram. Obviously, Oreo is trying to attract a broader audience, but the hashtag birthday is relevant to this picture. So even though it's a popular hashtag, it relates very specifically to this little birthday cake Oreo cookie. So again, you can use popular hashtags when they fit in with your content. And that's a good example of how to do that. So another type of hashtag would be a hashtag related to a specific campaign or a contest that you're running or an event. And so on the right, you can see an example of Ann Taylor's account, and they're using some campaign hashtags here and also using it to kind of curate their content. So they have a campaign that's hashtag AT3Ways, and it actually shows like 3 different views of how to use, I think in this case it's this blue shirt. So 3 different outfits, how to use the shirt in 3 different ways, and so they always would use the hashtag AT3Ways when they post an image like this, and it shows 3 different ways to use one of their articles of clothing. So that's a way that if somebody actually sees this post and then they tap on hashtag AT3Ways, they will see all of the images that look like this. So it's a way to group your content together. And I do something like this on my Spark Your Profits account, where I use a hashtag SYP tips. And whenever I post a marketing tip that's aimed at smaller businesses, I post hashtag SYP tips in the description of that. And that way, if someone's interested in seeing all of my tips, if they click on that hashtag, they'll be able to see all those tips together at once. So it's a way of curating your content and grouping it into one kind of group of related images or posts. And so they've also got a little hashtag here, InstaAnn. So using Insta together with other words is very popular on Instagram, and they've actually kind of made a little play on that, and Insta and Ann from their brand Ann Taylor. So another thing I want to point out while we're here is that they've got a nice call to action here. It's very subtle, but it says outfit details at blog.anntaylor.com. So they're telling people where to go if they want to get more information about these outfits. Another type of hashtag that's very popular to use is event hashtags. And this is a cool thing to do if you are live at an event, to use the event hashtag in your posts while you're at the event. And that can help you connect with other people who are at the event. And the example I have is the hashtag SMSCI, which is the Science of Social Media event that HubSpot puts on. So they use this hashtag throughout the event. They'll promote it live at the event, and they will use it to, people can use it to tap into that content. Now, a tip is that if you are not actually at an event, and let's say there's a trade show or some kind of event going on in your industry you're not able to attend, as long as your content is relevant for that audience, it's fine to use that event hashtag in your description. You can even say, wish I was at hashtag SMSCI, but post some relevant content that that audience is going to be interested in so that that strategy will work. Another type of hashtag would be trending hashtags and industry and niche specific and Instagram specific hashtags. And that's that Insta and that you can see. They're using it again in the image here. Some of the real popular trending hashtags are hashtag photo of the day. Cats of Instagram is a popular one if you're posting cat pictures. And you can see here that the Ann Taylor account has used one called hashtag blogger style. So that's a hashtag that's used by style bloggers. And so they would attract potentially people who are following style bloggers or attract style bloggers to this content. So they're using a relevant hashtag in a post. And what they've done here is they've regrammed. So you can see hashtag regrammed someone else's photo. So this is probably a fashion blogger. Their account name is @asoutherndrawl. So what's really nice example here is whenever you post an image of someone else's content, you always want to use their username and give them credit for it. So they've used hashtag regram, which shows that this is reposting someone else's content. It's not their original content. It's a great strategy to use for brands because it gives a lot of validation to your content. And they've put the username @asoutherndrawl to indicate who actually took that photo or created the video if you're posting a video. So that's a really nice example of using a hashtag that explains what that is. And then they use the blogger style hashtag to kind of tap into the fashion and style bloggers. Another popular one is TBT, Throwback Thursday, where people post flashback pictures, and Small Business Saturday. Small businesses often use that hashtag with their content on Saturday, and so you can look at these trending hashtags and tap into those. And this will show you an example. This is a website called websta.me that tracks all the top 100 tags on Instagram. So you can see what these hot tags are. Again, most of them, it's not a great strategy to attract a very specific audience to use these very popular and broad hashtags. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't use it if it's relevant to your content. So some examples here are hashtag happy, hashtag beautiful, hashtag selfie. So if you're posting a selfie, you can use the hashtag selfie in the description. It's very relevant. It shows what it is. It's not necessarily going to attract a very specific audience. It would attract, a broad audience of people that might be looking at images with that hashtag. So, it's still fine to use those, but just make sure that they're relevant to what you're posting. And I generally recommend a mix of more popular hashtags, if they're relevant, and less popular hashtags, which will attract a more specific audience. And they will also give a lot more lifespan to your content because there's fewer other posts that are going to be popping up and kind of pushing your content down the feed of that hashtag. Another type of hashtag is humorous and entertaining hashtags. So is it Friday yet? The one here, Pottery Barn, used hashtag dessert first. And again, they've actually posted someone else's picture here. So they're mentioning that they have this one of @Nina6562's apple tarts. So they've probably taken an image from that user and posted it here and then given them the credit. And then they've also thrown in a hashtag yum at the end. So you can use this type of hashtag just to infuse a little bit of your personality into your brand. So put in something funny, put in something that's relevant to the post that you're making and that suits your personality and your brand's personality. So another type of hashtag is just very descriptive hashtags. And these are really great. For example, if you are traveling to other locations and you take images and post images and videos from that location, you want to use the geotags, of course, but you also want to use descriptive hashtags that show that location. And that will start to attract audiences that are following content in those other locations. So you can see the example here is General Electric has a photo of a wind farm in Romania, and they've used hashtag Romania to tap into that. General Electric is one of the most popular accounts and brands on Instagram, and they do a fantastic job of posting really interesting and unique content even though they don't actually have a lot of images of their products, because it's, some of them are kind of intangible. So this is a nice example of one of their posts. So they've also used the hashtag sunset to show that this is a picture of a sunset, and the hashtag wind, it's a wind farm. So using descriptive hashtags is a great way to show what's in your images, and then that way people that are looking for that type of content can find it. So it's also fantastic for local businesses. If you're trying to attract local audiences, you definitely want to be using descriptive hashtags of your local area where your potential customers and prospects are going to find you.